welcome now finally to another episode of the Jobbertears podcast. As always, I'm Janelle from HR, here with Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc in the building. Thank you for that musical introduction of your feelings and emotions. But before
you cut that part out because it's not music on it.
Oh yeah, I was saying like, where are we gonna play this at?
No, you can play on the regular part of the podcast.
Oh yeah, okay.
On the audio part.
Oh okay, because I was like, oh okay, because I was like,
you can cut that part and send it to me. I'll post it.
This thing is all about. Well,
like I said, can you please send it to me so I can post it?
What am I gonna do?
I'm just gonna say this, ladies and gentlemen. I can't accept the fact that there's a chance that me working for the E may not be possible. Me working for Impact, it's possible. I still got Impact. MLW, I still got AAA. You know, I got overseas. Listen. I apologize that I'm stopping y'all bag. I just feel like I thought the shit was dead. I apologize, but people wanted to bully the people around me.
Low-key,
more than one person.
Low-key, this is like one of the best storylines I feel like in Jobbertears podcast history, because like it went from you guys building up a whole match at a bar, which was obnoxious because you dislocated your arm and the whole shit, and I don't know how that happened, to now.
Don't forget our mini beast we had
over here verbally fighting and stuff. But no, it's all love. We appreciate everyone that has tuned in to the podcast.
Even when you tune into hate,
whether you agree or disagree, it's all about having a conversation and understanding each other's point of view.
Why don't y'all love me? Why don't y'all love Jobbertears? Why don't you love my brother? Why don't you love Janelle? Everybody likes Janelle. That is true. Everybody does like
No,
Janelle.
Let me tell you a funny story, and then we'll get into Valentine's Day and all that stuff.
It is.
So we went to Raw this past Monday. Raw was here in Brooklyn, New York at Barclays. So we went. And, of course, everybody knows the let out. It just be like a reunion type of situation. Like, you see people you haven't seen in a long time. And when we went, so you had left. You had just left. It was so funny because literally after you left, everybody started coming out. But I ended up bumping, where we were sitting at, 2 rows in front of us was a guy I went to high school with. And he was like, I know your voice. I love you. He was sending so much love, and I appreciate. Shout out to Rondell. And then when we were outside and he already left, I ended up bumping into a girl I went to college with, and she was with her man. And I was like, oh my God, had I known you like wrestling, like girl, I would have been invited you out and stuff like that. And she just had a baby boy about 8 months ago. So like it was so dope. It's just always dope to see different parts of my life still intertwined into wrestling, so it's interesting as hell sometimes. It is. And then the icing on the cake, so we were all standing outside. I was talking to Josh and James and everybody. We was Josh. Tiffany, Josh. Oh. James, Tiffany, that. Oh. Speaking about Tiffany, real quick, shout outs to one of my longest time friends, Tiffany, couple. And also Kyle from the Four Corners, a commentary podcast, just got engaged. So can we do a live podcast at their wedding? I'm not too sure if they're gonna do the extravaganza. So, but maybe we could do a a bachelorette podcast.
You would like that.
You go with the boys. I'll go with her.
He would like that.
But no.
I just want to party at somebody's wedding.
Because I'm
never getting married.
You don't know
Why
that.
do you never get married?
You don't know that.
Listen, I think I'm at this point where the single life is good for me. It's healthy for me.
Is it really?
Listen.
Is it really?
It's healthy for me.
The single life low key gives you beef.
No, but no. It all depends how you do it. He's reckless. You understand? How am I reckless? But once again, shout out to Tiffany and Josh. Yeah, shout out to them. Beautiful couple.
Tiffany and Kyle.
Kyle, my bad.
On them being engaged.
Shout out to Tiffany and Kyle, Mr. Marvel. Shout out to you, Four Corners in the building.
And that was the hardest secret to keep. I've known for like weeks, and
Didn't he tell us after the event?
But I knew before. I've known for weeks because basically
they went through the fire.
That is a story of like epic proportions. Low
That's
key.
Love, baby. Sometimes you gotta go through the fire and get a little burn.
Seeing
not STI
that,
burn, but regular burn.
No, not that type of burn. But honestly, seeing and being kind of like being there live and in color for like their journey, it's like they're the definition of love.
Love and wrestling.
Period.
Like wrestling. They got a child together, beautiful child.
Yeah. But what's funny was so baby girl was recording it. But she didn't know it was real until after they recorded it. So Tiffany had called me. She said, "Yo, she recorded it. It didn't hit her until after she thought it was like for play."
Of course.
So then after she was like, because you can hear it in the video, she's like, "Wait, is this for real?" So it was so cute. But once again, shout out to Tiffany and Kyle. Love you guys. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
But back
to,
to you.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So we can
listen,
eat,
I had told her.
marry.
I had told her low key, if I'm not there, and somebody else is there that we know, baby, we gonna be scrapping.
Just throw a party. All I want is a party. I throw $200 at it.
This nigga's got $200. Anyway.
You would like that, Kyle.
But why would he would? He would greatly appreciate it.
I think Kyle
and in all honesty, I love the fact that he went old school with the ring. The ring is actually a family heirloom.
Oh, he
it's
got
his
sexy
grandmother's
with it.
ring.
Oh, he got sexy with
so,
it. Pussy was wet.
Okay. Actually,
you know what?
I hope they did.
No. They know how reckless we are. So,
but I was like,
congratulations.
But yes, but back to you on the I'm not getting married. It's not for me, mind you. So guys that are watching, whether it's on YouTube, I believe we're on YouTube today, and on Twitch. Before we started recording, this one goes. Mr. Black goes and tells us, "Yo, I got something to tell y'all. I got an announcement." So me and Wilkins over here is on the edge of our seats, literally like. Bro, what is it? Like, are you getting married? Like, what are we doing? My man was announcing that we will be having new merchandise in the spring of 2023. Yes. And we both were like, okay. We were anticipating, like, livelihood and life. But speaking about love, how was y'all's? And everyone that's watching live, how was y'all's Valentine's Day? Because Valentine's Day was this past
Did you spend time with your lady?
Yeah.
Did you go to Delaware?
No,
I just got her gifts.
What'd you get her?
I got a bag and a necklace.
Oh,
yeah, you balling? No, you got bread. No, out here spoiling. No, you got to shop smart.
That's right. Shop smart.
Necklace, damn.
What did you do? Single and
absolutely
mingle?
Nothing. I bet you don't say, oh, you're not gonna
How many times did someone text you Happy Valentine's Day?
Absolutely none.
I don't believe you that. I don't believe that. I am
super single, living my best life.
I do not believe.
But you know, some people want to text people and say, oh, he didn't tell you Happy Valentine's Day. Shots are being fired today because I'm trying to be a nice person. But every time they keep bringing me back. That's some real whole shit right there. Still got love for him. Still got love for him.
Listen.
You know what? We're not gonna do this on Black History Month or no other month. you know.
But okay, you did nothing.
Funny towards Bianca, brother.
You said what?
Like people like your comment about my brother said a comment about Bianca. Y'all being the John Cena of the women's division.
Okay.
Boy, that was so divisive. Woo.
I mean, because listen, people are going to have, and we're going to get into, I want you to talk about the Jamie Hayter shit. Right. Because we're going to get into this Week in Wrestling a little bit later in the episode. Before we do jump into some stuff, I do, this Saturday, we are back at Legends for Elimination Chamber, so make sure the RSVP come out. We will give our predictions towards the end of the show for the, this is like a big fight feel for the Elimination Chamber, and I haven't felt like Elimination Chambers felt like that in a long time. So it's actually really good how they've been building it and things like that.
Listen.
It actually is top-notch shit. It is always the little stuff.
I mean, listen, I'd rather watch Elimination Chamber than watch the dunk contest and stuff like that.
Oh, because All-Stars is speaking. Speaking about sports, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs for giving me peace. Because we would have not heard the end of Sir Wilkins talking about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. So I appreciate the Chiefs.
You know what's funny?
For my sanity. You turned it off?
Yeah.
Why?
So when I put in the remember in the chat.
Oh, in the chat we were talking.
I was like, we lost the game. And then you were like,
that was before that call. That was way before.
I knew we were gonna lose.
Damn.
So
your quarterback held up though. And honestly though, the Philadelphia defense is actually it's dangerous.
No. The defense was trash second half, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh, second half.
I'm gonna tell you why.
That first half.
So when I was watching the game, I was at the crib watching the game alone, and
this nigga wants to highlight alone.
So I was watching the game, and when Mahomes scored that second touchdown in the second half, where he put the team up by like 4, I was like, we lost the game. Yeah. And the reason why I said that was because the defense let them. Those 2 scores were way too fast.
Yeah, it was back to back.
It was quick. It was quick and decisive. Yeah. So at this point, I just felt the defense was just done. And then I had put in the chat me and Janelle are in.
we lost the game. And then I even tweeted that. I was like, yo, we lost the game. And I turned the game off and I went to bed.
Damn, that was before, when you said that was like, what, third quarter? That was
it
before.
Third quarter. No, it was fourth quarter. We had 9 minutes left.
That was way before that last call.
Yeah, and I
happened.
knew we lost the game because of how the defense was playing.
So you got the script for the year?
I did get the script. And they went and they changed it last minute. Like, how Vince be changing the script last minute?
Philly had a lot of like fouls and things like that. They had a lot of stuff going on low key. Really on both ends, kind of, at the beginning, the first half. But and as you saw, the halftime show that everybody majority wants to bully about, but be 6 months pregnant and perform at the biggest stage.
She was 6 months pregnant?
She's 6 months pregnant.
But the thing about Rihanna is she was never good performer. So for her doing this is like, okay, the bar for her is so low as far as performing wise. You know, she had been reported like missing lyrics, sounding off key. So to her standards, this is the best performance she ever had.
I think like I told when I went to work on Monday and everybody was talking about it, what I said was I think this is what happened. When NFL had approached her, she at first didn't want to do it. And then they convinced her to do it. And I think even at that time they convinced her to do it, she probably wasn't still pregnant. And then she ended up doing that Vogue photo shoot that if you see that she posted now, I think it's the British Vogue shoot that they did. I think it was like October, November of last year. She still didn't know she was pregnant. She probably didn't know she was pregnant until like winter, until like December.
But yeah.
But long story short, I honestly listen.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Because I think everybody's expectation wasn't so much the performance; it was just the fact that Rihanna is performing again, and she hasn't touched her microphone in over like 5 years.
But why do I need to go back to music? I'm making buco money off my Fenty line.
And she cheap plugged her own self during the day of performance. I said,
but also she said she wanted multiple kids. She wants a family.
She wants a family with a Harlem nigga. Who would have thunk?
That's normal.
That's normal.
Mm.
Caribbean woman, me dude from Harlem, and next thing you know, like they have mad kids.
Somebody had commented when they had posted the cover of the Vogue. He was like, he the stay-at-home dad. I was
Which
like,
is nothing wrong with that.
I was like, but listen, when you're
technically a lot of rappers are stay-at-home dads.
Who?
All of them.
Like who?
No, not all of them.
What do you got stay at home and just like there's periods of time you at home as a rapper.
But they mean like you're all home all the time.
But he is mostly home all the time. What I mean by that is like he could tour for 2 weeks, he come back. He go to Harlem, little pop-up shop, he comes back. He's at home a lot.
He doesn't do nothing.
Not a damn thing.
He don't need to do nothing.
Streaming numbers, his clothing line, everything like that.
When they had kind of like broke up that whole ASAP shit, it was like they don't really do much.
Rocky, Rihanna's a Harlem story right there.
Yo, he really doesn't have to do anything.
No, not at all.
He just perms his hair.
Yeah, slick back.
He probably model. He probably go overseas.
Oh, he does do like fashion week shit. But this weekend was the closing in of football season. As sad as I am, but XFL will be soon coming. So I'm excited about that.
UFL.
And yeah, but I'm more excited about XFL. And XFL's doing fantasy, so
I mean, before the XFL went away for the pandemic, they had good games.
Yo,
it was good.
We were planning on going. That's the wild part about the Pandeezy. Yo, we literally had planned a whole group, Jobbertears, Sting to go to the XFL, year. But they're not
in New York.
So when Dwayne took it, they didn't market in New York. The closest one we could go to is DC.
Yeah,
so let's go to DC.
Okay. All right, cool, we just have to figure it out.
But the thing, and like, I hate when people said the XFL failed the second time.
Nah.
Like people literally have
it was definitely making a comeback.
Yeah, it was just like, yo, pandemic happened. Oh, it failed. No, we all did the pandemic together. That's how I look at a lot of people, reviewers. I'm looking like a lot of players came for the XFL. A lot of ideas that they had in the new one in the NFL right now. And now the XFL is coming back. Great teams.
A lot of NFL guys that didn't get picked up are now going to play for the XFL. So
any business who started in 2019 who ended up failing because of COVID, is that a failure? No, you can't help what's going on around you.
Correct.
There was a chip shortage. People wasn't coming to work and stuff like that. Come on.
It's life, but we've moved on. But all right, let's talk about some good old fashioned wrestling. Mm-hmm. So let's start with what is going on in the world of wrestling. Outside of, we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber. We're going to talk about This Week in Wrestling. What other stuff have you guys heard in the realms of the wrestling world? And if those that are watching live, if you guys have questions, if you guys want us to talk about certain topics, please put them in the comments. We definitely do not mind some interaction for this episode. Just because I feel like, I mean, the focus is WWE. I feel like everybody that wasn't talking about the E is now talking about the E. And it's just it's a shift in, I feel like, excitement, because everybody, AEW, was the shiny brand new toy. Everybody was excited. Everybody was, and it's not to say people aren't still excited about that product, but to be, especially at Barclays, I think top to bottom was filled, like top to bottom. So
that's a good point, because we had went to Barclays after Survivor Series. Was it two? It was 2 years ago, not this past year, the year before. We had went.
I like that question. I'll answer that, but go ahead, finish.
We had went, and it wasn't that busy. It was easy to get tickets further down. It wasn't that packed, and it was like, damn, it felt like it was a lull. No, so this is 2 years ago. This is 2021. This is
what's a lull?
It was just quiet.
Oh,
it wasn't exciting.
It didn't feel like a show was going on.
It didn't feel like the Raw after Survivor Series. This is when it was in New York.
Yeah, because I had to think about that. I was like, did I go to that Raw? Because I definitely went to Survivor Series.
So it was that Raw. It was that Raw in New York, and it's the Survivor Series that Big E was champion. So when I went on Monday, I was like, oh, we popping.
Everybody
Mind
outside.
you, this is just a Raw before Elimination Chamber. Like, everybody was out. Whoever you are, if you're a wrestling fan, you were there.
Yeah.
At Barclays Center, it was like, it was packed from the top to bottom. Like, tickets weren't cheap. They weren't giving
for the first time. I was sitting here like, are these gonna go down or what?
Like, it was a whole different vibe. And to go off what Janela's saying, like, right now, WWE's on an uptick. WWE will always make money. We all know that.
Yeah.
But right now, there's more excitement in it, and people are obsessed with the moment. What's going on right now is this is the most exciting I've seen people for wrestling since the Ruthless Aggression era. This is truly, we're in a new era.
Yeah, cause even I had read an article. Real quick, shout outs to Clark Street Wrestling Podcast out in the Chi-Town. And I can't. Listen, eyes are terrible, low key. But I do see the question. I will get to that question very shortly. But what's interesting is that they even. I had read an article that said that SmackDown last week. I forgot where it was, but I think it was Mohegan Sun. It was in Connecticut. That SmackDown. They sold out of Sami Zayn shirts. Sold out.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Sami Zayn shirts. They say right now the top merch sellers are Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes.
So let me ask you guys a question, right? You bring up the topic of how it was like a very luster feeling when you went there before and Biggie was champion, right? It was all tied together. So the champions that quote unquote didn't draw, do you think? I personally think it wasn't their fault. It was Vince. Because if you're not putting a product around them for them to promote, how can you be a draw?
But it is many ways. There's many ways you can look at that.
Because Big E is, for example, he had an okay title reign. It was okay, but what I mean by that, he had good matches, but he didn't have compelling storylines.
So I want to play devil's advocate on that one.
Okay.
I have said this before. You talk to my point. A lot of times, wrestling fans go, oh, hey, I love this wrestler, but they don't buy their merch. She just said it. Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes were the top T-shirt sellers in the company. And they're not even champion. So, and then they had literally I think it was a 10-minute segment on Raw.
Yeah.
If I'm champion, you have to support. Because the people up top are going to go, oh, shirts are selling, toys are selling, whatever. We got to push them out even more.
Look at Bianca. They had just put out that hat and that in that ponytail on WWE Shop, I definitely saw 2 little girls with that at Raw, and I was just like, see, this is what I mean.
But you gotta support because wrestling fans are always quick to be like, oh, they don't push this person, they don't push this person, but you don't buy their merch. You don't go to the show that they're at, that they're headlining, or house shows that they're at.
But okay, okay, great point. But I'm kind of gonna push back even more though. Let's say how that you do put out a fire shirt, everything like that. But reason why Cody and Sami are selling us what the company's doing their part, providing compelling storylines for you to care to buy their merch.
Okay, cool.
You understand?
So hold on. Let's look at Big E. Let's look at Big E.
Okay.
The merch wasn't good.
So
what?
It basically was just his name. It wasn't. It was nothing.
Wait. Sammy's shirt is fire?
To some people, I think it's basic as fuck.
It's basic.
But to some people, clearly that have bought and sold it the fuck out in Connecticut, thought otherwise.
So I'll say this.
I thought it was basic.
I
thought creatively, I liked the out of it crossed off the Uso and had his name.
No,
I like that.
I'll say this. It's gonna sound mad wild.
I loved how you disclaimed that one.
A girl be with a guy, right? And he has a 4-inch penis or a 3-inch penis.
Yeah, wild was an understatement, but continue.
But you love him so much, the shit feels good.
Okay.
So where I'm trying to go with this, the t-shirt may be trash, but I love the wrestler.
Did you just try to compare
4-inch
dick
it's
to
perfect
like
because
loving?
it goes with the theme of Valentine's Day this week.
Oh.
And it goes with last week with Love and Wrestling. Yeah. Check out the episode right now, available on YouTube.
How do we always end up talking about Love and Wrestling?
No. He's right.
I'm not. No. It is not wrong.
I'll give you a prime example.
However,
we potted.
I was anticipating that 4-inch dick it feeling good.
But the thing is, wait. To answer your question, 2 times I asked. We had a whole segment called Big Dick Status.
Well, yeah, I'm so glad we got rid of that.
He's right. Look at Hook. His shirt just says fucking Hook on it. That shit sold out.
Yo, remember when the B Team shirt came out?
It was just a B.
It looked like it was a white tee that looked like a Sharpie marker B.
So I don't want to hear about a shirt was ugly.
Okay.
So I don't want to hear about that because you're gonna buy it regardless.
You're gonna buy because of the person that it represents.
I'll give another pushback.
Doesn't always have to be.
I'll give another pushback. But so Wilkins, I already have another Big E shirt because he was in the New Day. Why didn't he buy more merch?
But how many Roman Reigns shirts are being sold?
Yo, that man came out with 3 shirts. Yo, he came out with 3 shirts every season. Like, it was ridiculous.
He stayed with a new shirt, and the shit be selling.
Yo, but
how many Bloodline merch has come out?
Plus hats,
T-shirts, all of that. They come out. And the thing about it, when New Day was together, people bought all their stuff.
People bought all the merch.
So they were the top merch sellers.
I can't even lie. Like, I can't talk
from Funko Pops.
I can't talk shit because look at our stuff. Like, people go crazy when I come with new colors. New colors coming out.
Do you understand?
WrestleMania weekend.
People go crazy about the Jobber Slam shirts. It's weird. Like, it's like almost the collectible thing.
So Mr. Hill or Jalen Hill.
Jalen. Thank you, Jalen.
Thank you for watching, but I love a good conversation. The shirt could be ugly and have no story, but you'll still buy it. The shirt said Hook, and all y'all bought it.
I didn't buy that shit. So wait, hold on.
Hook had no storyline behind it. Yo,
but his shirt was
silent. He was silent. He was silent, but deadly.
There was still no storyline. Name a fire Hook storyline.
Not for nothing.
Him and Action Marshall was fired.
No, not for nothing. The shit with him and Jungle Boy was kind of interesting, but now that Christian Cuz come back into the fold, it's like, fuck, now we just gonna drop Jungle Boy and Hook shit? Damn.
But I'm just listen.
So wait, actually I have a question. And those that are watching live, what is your favorite wrestling t-shirt that you have purchased within the last year?
My Cody shirt from WrestleMania.
Okay, see?
For last year?
Within the last year. Those that are watching on the live feed, and put in the comments, what is your favorite, it doesn't have to be WWE, what is your favorite wrestling shirt that you have purchased within the last 365 days?
It's not a t-shirt. The couple of one of my favorites one, One of my newest purchase that I bring, one of my favorite is shout out my nigga Alex Kane and his crew.
Bombardier, yeah.
Bombardier Nation.
I got that Philly cheesesteak segment on MLW. I said, oh shit.
Side note,
why he like that?
Y'all niggas be dick riding the hurt business, but Wuhan Nation, son, fire team. Shout out to Alex Kane, B. Check out episode we had with Alex Kane, description below. But like I said before, that's another purchase that I got. I got a new Trisha George shirt.
Okay,
that was good. Like I got a whole collection.
My man said the waist shirt.
But
you really purchased the waist shirt?
But okay, see,
no judgment, but judgment.
He bought the waist shirt.
Wasn't that 2 arrows, one going up, one going down?
Yes. So, but I'm just saying though, you're going to buy merch.
Big baby, he said
Roman God.
That is true.
But the thing about you're going to buy stuff when you mess with the wrestler. If you truly support the wrestler, you're going to buy the merch.
Yeah. Because a lot of indie dudes though, like. You know that some of them don't be that good. As long as it's colorful, I'll rock it.
But that's the thing. Like it's a missing component at times. Oh, yeah, take your dollar back, sir.
Put it out.
That's the kind of like I think area that most people don't really talk about is how important merchandise and how you promote that and how you promote yourself, especially on the indies, because that is where outside of what you're gonna get on your rate, that is how you can make extra money, is having merch and having up-to-date stuff. Listen, and it's not because I'm not trying to be biased, but I love the fact that Zuka continuously always had new merch and had new graphics done for t-shirts and stuff, because it kept that type of stuff is what keeps you relevant.
But it's they put out mad Big E shirts. Nobody bought it. And I might fall too, because I didn't buy it.
So let me ask you guys a question. Y'all been a lot more wrestling shows, WWE shows. When Big E was champion, you was there.
Well, I was at Survivor Series.
Okay, boom. Did anybody was rocking Big E shirts?
No.
I don't remember.
No.
The fact that how that no, I'm going over the try.
To be fair though, this is definitely 2 years ago.
But bro, you said that you don't remember. You said no.
I don't
because
remember.
And the thing about it, it's not a knock to Biggie
at all.
And the thing is, I want
because the way that they ended. Because if you remember, that Survivor Series was him and Roman. Let me tell you. I don't know how it translated on TV, but everybody was locked in. It might have sounded like nobody was paying attention, but it was just more everybody was locked into what was happening.
So
and even after he lost, he still got a standing ovation from the entire arena.
So Biggie was over.
But let me ask you guys a question. Other than the fact, okay, we like Biggie, right? We love Biggie. Biggie put the work in, this, that, and third. You're gonna be following Biggie. But during the time he was champion, be honest. Name a storyline that you cared about.
So everything was good. Everything was solid, but it wasn't us. That's the one thing I will give you. I will say the storylines weren't the greatest with Big E. But
everything I'm thinking about is actually Kofi. So
but the thing about it, y'all say y'all love him, but y'all won't buy his merch.
Oh, shout outs to Stephanie Hardy of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast. She said Biggie versus Seth.
Exactly. When he cashed the Money in the Bank on Raw.
Let me see what else the people say. Favorite T-shirt was Eddie Kingston's Redeem Deep Nuts. That's funny as fuck.
Stephanie Hardy said the Jobbertears purple shirt from Jobber.
See, Jobber saying, that's what I said. People was going crazy about that.
I re-released that one. I'm actually for that print.
But actually, because we can't scroll up, but I know Jalen had asked about NXT, and I want to step a little bit into that for a little bit since you did ask about that. Do I think NXT is due for a new champion? Yes, I do think that we will most likely get Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver in LA for Mania weekend. I do see Carmelo winning, and then I do see that transitioning for Braun Breaker to go to the main roster, which I think will be totally great for him. Because I think his time at NXT, I mean, I don't really think there's nothing else that he needs to do or accomplish. And I think everything Melo's been talking about for the past 2 years, really just, it all falls into this match that they're going to do. But this week on NXT, I love the fact that fucking Jinder Mahal came out and is there and on something like, I want a title shot. I was like, yes, I'm here for that. I'm trying to find Cameron Grimes as well. I would love to know where he is.
Why Cameron?
I don't know.
That was my son.
I know, yeah. He even had mentioned that the other week, and I was like, girl, I went there too.
Him versus LA Knight for the
with $1 Million Man involved. That shit was What else is going on? JC James promo I thought was really dope. I'm trying to see what else on NXT.
Toxic Trash and breaking up.
Yeah. So that's come, and I think the way that they did it was the right way. I think once Mandy left, I think kind of the girls being together, and they've been together over 2 years. So I think it was the right call to do. Let's talk a little bit about Let's Smack It Down. So SmackDown last week was once again in Mohegan Sun up in Connecticut.
That's my old stopping ground.
Where we was not sure if Jey Uso would appear. Jimmy was calling him. He was like, it was like the beginning of the Usher confessions. Like, he was calling him, he was looking for him. And what fucked me up was when he found them in the audience. He said, "Wait, like you." It felt so like Marvel superhero like. It was ridiculous.
Great storytelling.
But it was like, what?
He came with the two
Stop
titles?
everything. Yeah, he said, "Yo, I'm here." I was like, okay. So definitely,
I'm watching
the Usos definitely they retained the tag team titles off of beating Braun and Rico Booty.
Yo, I'm sorry.
I
feel like Ricochet's stock kind of went down once he was tag team with Braun Strowman.
I think it was just temporary. I don't think
so. Don't get me wrong.
And I also think it low-key was to probably punish Braun for saying that flip-floppy shit. So.
I feel like Braun is okay. Wrestling skill wise, Braun is great. He got a great reaction.
He's solid. He's not great. He's solid.
But
he got the 5 moves.
Right. You understand? Like he gets great reaction. But I feel like him now, how he talks is just like, bro, you haven't evolved your character. Like, you literally left WWE and you did what you did. You went to, like, change your narrative. You talk shit about everybody, and you come back as the same fucking character. I get it. He tried to evolve. He had the red pants. No. It goes back to what my brother said a couple weeks ago. Vince was right. Because if you're that big, but you're not really that versatile, why do I need you? Because
Vince was right about everybody.
Because listen. I have Omos, which he could play a good guy and a heel. People talk trash about Omos, but he's versatile. He's funny. He could be angry. That's a perfect something for a big man. People talk trash about Big Show flip-flopping from heel and face, but he made money.
So let me tell you this. The best GM of all time
is Adam fucking Pierce.
Is not
right now.
Is not Adam Pierce. Is not Howie Roseman. Is not.
It wasn't Eric Bischoff.
It's not the dude from that did the '96 Bulls. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you the best GM of all time.
Ooh.
Best GM of all time is Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
So
hold on.
I think okay.
So hold on.
Why is Vince the best GM in sports?
He's the best GM in sports because he knows when somebody got it. 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times he has been right. I didn't say 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Because he almost closed that door on Bianca.
He didn't close the door on Bianca.
He almost did.
Oh, but the thing about
almost
it,
did. Somebody had to come into the room and tell him, "Nah, look at this again." Somebody had to come in because that Rumble that she won, she wasn't supposed to win. And the person that spoke to Vince about it, Loki changed his mind.
So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said, 9 out of 10.
He's a good GM because people around him.
Because
people around that. That's still a good GM move.
Hold on. He was wrong about The Rock. Because he almost got rid of The Rock. Because I remember that because I felt that.
Oh, my God.
Because I was there. I had to put my arm around The Rock. So
they didn't put that Young Rock, though.
They kind of did. Because there's a part in the thing where he's like, I don't know about this.
Okay. You are right.
Yeah, so okay. 9 out of 10 times he's right. We ain't going to bat 100.
You never do.
1,000, sorry. But Vince, 9 out of 10 times is right about stars. About who got it. They may not have it now, but they'll have it later. Best coach in professional wrestling right now, a.k.a. Booker, is Triple H. Paul Levesque.
But
now, he can't. He doesn't GM well.
No, you don't.
He don't GM well.
No, you don't.
But when he has whatever player he got on that team, he'll make something of them.
So he's like the Phil Jackson of wrestling.
Nah, he's more Steve Kerr.
Can you give him a little bit more credit than that?
He's more Steve Kerr.
Okay. No. Don't talk about son Steve Kerr because
4 rings, baby.
Wait.
Rings,
No. He's right because I'm thinking about it this way, right? He needed a blueprint. Mark Jackson, Vince. He saw that blueprint and improved
on the blueprint. So my man, Triple H is the best coach right now, a.k.a. Booker, because he puts people in positions to win. Now, do I think he's a good GM? Absolutely not, because a lot of times he goes off feelings. I fucks with this dude. I like him, which is sometimes good, so bring him down because he's a good person. Now, I fuck with Bronson Reed. He ain't a WWE guy. Because he got no pop when he came out in Brooklyn.
No.
And listen.
Whoa.
But
Brooklyn love, like, we a hardcore rest.
Nah, but I think.
We got no pop, big dogs.
No, I mean, like, crickets. It would, like, nobody.
Oh!
Yeah. But I just think people. So it's like, it's weird because it's like that. Those people that came up from NXT before they got released, that group of people have not been able to cross and get the reaction I think they're looking for.
Because they're not that.
So think about it. So think about Bronson Reed. Think about Karrion Kross. Think about who else came up from NXT. Think Johnny Gargano, even to a certain extent. Like all those right before they got released or they disappeared. Like remember when they all came up first?
Yeah.
None of them. They all back. None of them get
because you got to understand what he said it in the interview with Pat McAfee. They do studies. They watch certain things. They watch numbers. So you mentioned that Bianca situation. Mm-hmm. So he probably was like, nah, she ain't hitting yet. She ain't hitting. We're going to get rid of her. But the person ready to do the numbers. They brought numbers to him like, nah, look at this again probably. You see how we see her trajectory right now. You see how she's selling and moving. And then Vince put the arm around her. You know what? I'm going to work on this project. Because we've spoken about this numerous times, and I've said the home cooking. Because initially when she came on the scene in WWE, I have said this numerous times, she wasn't ready. But the potential was there.
And Vince did put her in a great position to win.
Exactly. Because, like you said, he had executives underneath him who believed in her. And the thing about it, sometimes Vince is a Virgo and is stubborn and don't listen.
I love it.
But if the right person's in his ear, he will listen. The right person was in his ear when it came to Bianca Belair.
And he did give her a chance because, again, you know, just like the NBA, he didn't get rid of her. He said, you know what? I have a farming system. Let me put you on main event.
Exactly.
And the people, the women that she was going against was good hands. Selena Vega, I get it was a weird time. Yeah, she beat her at mad times, but Selena Vega is a great hand. Who trained her? Ren.
House of Glory in the building.
You feel me? But it is true, though. Like,
he's a good GM. And the thing about Stephanie Hardy said, it's sad because they are all talented people. Hold on. They are talented people. But sometimes this team doesn't work for you. Even though this is the highest stage, this is like playing for the Lakers, like playing for the Celtics, playing for the Dallas Cowboys, playing for those top tier teams, San Francisco 49ers.
Oh shit, you just triggered something that I had heard. So Eric Bischoff was doing an interview with Sam Roberts the other day, and I had listened to a clip, and he was talking about how he doesn't understand how people could either say that AEW, WWE are competition or that they're even in that realm because AEW is still in that minor league stage and WWE will always be that major league. So when you just said that, it reminded me of that. And I was just like, when he said that, because he was like low-key, he's like comparing apples and oranges. And I was just like, yeah, I get it because you're on it's weird. It's weird because yes, it's all wrestling, but it's just different levels to wrestling. So it's like you have, you know, this big conglomerate, WWE that's been around over 50 years, all that stuff. Then you have another company that, you know, has the kind of like financials to kind of be in the conversation, but they're still just not on that level. And it's not a shade, it's not a nothing to them, but it's just, how can you compare a 50-plus year company to a 3-4 year company?
But it just takes time.
All the time.
It's just like Coke and Pepsi. You understand? Pepsi took a while to get up there. Coke was dominant, and even now, Coke's still more dominant. Even now, like, Coke is finally kind of low-key catching. I mean, Pepsi is low-key catching up.
Can you read Stephanie's question?
Do you think they would fare better back in NXT? Of course they would.
Yeah, because it's a smaller stage. You're back in the smaller pond, so you could be the bigger star. So
the thing is, to go back to the GM conversation, that's just what it is. And it's not a knock on either person. It's just somebody needs to know the financials and somebody needs to know the plays and how to maneuver the money around and how to put the right people in position. Omos, like, I say this consistently. You said this. You can say what you want about him, but he's one of those people. He's a generational talent because of his height. Mm-hmm. Number one. Number two, the dude is African.
Yeah, I'm about to say where he's from.
Where he's from, his background. You can use him on a global level.
And you have to remember, they had announced some part, I think the later part of last year, when they had went to Nigeria when they recorded the special for Omos, where they had announced that they were going to do WWE tryouts in Nigeria for the first time this year. So you have to think there have to be certain players involved that, they're not going to be the greatest superstars of all time, and that's granted. But everybody still plays a part. Everybody still has a role that they have to play in order for the bigger picture. That's what we always talk about, even when it comes to like our podcast or things that we do. It's always about the bigger picture. So we can pinpoint and pick and choose people.
Everybody's talented,
but everybody has a role to play. So and you think about it, even if it's in a wrestling match, you have one person that will job, but that is their job. And it's not always, everybody always looks at, the person losing is such a bad thing. Instead of looking, how did they lose? Was there a story that was told when they lost? Is there a redemption story to be told now that they lost? Like, look at what happened with Bianca. Bianca had an interview not too long ago. And because I read it on Wrestling Inc. Shout out to Raj. I love him deeply. Where she said, the biggest thing in my career was losing to Becky Lynch in the way that I did. Because it was and everybody was in an uproar, and I felt like I was one of the few that was like, nah, this is okay, because you're going to they took the blueprint from Daniel Bryan from WrestleMania 30, and they literally applied it and just upgraded it for her.
She's the best babyface within the company. So the thing about it,
it goes to your Jonathan Cena comparison. They never was going to turn, as much as we would have wanted to, they were never going to turn Jonathan Cena heel. Then, they could do it to Bianca, but I don't see it happening because she got kids on lock. She got white men on lock. She got white women on lock. She got all of us on lock. Like, she got everybody by the neck on lock.
It is coming, though.
I don't think so.
I don't think
Not
so.
now, but I think somewhere down the road it's going to happen.
So the reason why I don't think it's happening within the next 5 years or 3 years, because she's the only true babyface within the company.
No. I'm not saying that will happen very soon, though.
No, I get it. Probably on the
tail end of her career.
Because there's a different level when you're trending on Twitter and it's not about wrestling, and it's not a negative thing you're trending about. People are trending about her outfit. Respectfully, the yams were out. No disrespect to Montez Ford, no disrespect, but it was like people talking about how great you look.
So I think that the idea of like when we get more into wrestling, you start to understand the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people only see it from what's on my screen, and they take it so personal.
Yeah, they see 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
And not understanding that because this person in his position, it allows other people to be in that position. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like people.
Everybody pays the way for somebody, and that's really what it ends up wrestling being all about: is you opening the door so someone else can go through that door.
Right. You may talk trash about the great Khalid, but who knows how many new fans he got over there in India.
Listen, in all honesty, that now looking back, he opened that door for a relationship for India and for them to have talent and do tryouts there.
Jinder Mahal,
even way before that.
Jinder Mahal was just like before, like he was a cop in India, right? Shout out to my son Gopal. He's in the Air Force. Shout out to him. He put me on to him, right? He was in a cop, a big time cop, whatever. He was an attraction because he was tall. WWE saw that, and what happened? It bridged the gap to India to WWE to the point where, hey, they had Indian talent on WWE TV.
I even do you one better. Look at, even though they kind of dropped the ball on Veer with that one when they had to build it up all the way up. But come to find out, Mike ended up telling me he was a whole baseball player. They made a movie about him. I was like, what?
It's you
what
trying.
Are we doing?
But that's what I said. When you're a good GM, you find people that you need for your team. I mean, now does I'll say this all the time. Some of the storylines that Vince be putting people in aren't good. They aren't good. They aren't hitting.
Yo, so another thing I had read, they had scrapped a whole segment. It was supposed to be like a gimmick Valentine's Day thing. Something typically in a Vince era type of situation would have happened in the middle of Raw, and they scrapped it. And I was even surprised because I was like, you know, you get used to it's like you're used to the norm. So you're used to like whether it's Thanksgiving, you know, they're going to do a stupid ass Thanksgiving food fight. Or if it's 4th of July, you know, they're going to do a dumbass hot dog type of shit. So them scrapping that for me told me, I said, oh, they're trying to be a little more serious about how they strategically position segments and things like that. But, and us as fans, what are we going to see? Because I always tell you guys, even when we plan Jobbertears, when I do stuff with Battle Club Pro, for me the most important thing is the position of the matches, the position of segments, the positioning of how the show is going to be produced. So those are the little things as fans we don't always think of and see. That's why sometimes that's my issue with AEW, because I feel like certain things are positioned wrong and it's just, it doesn't flow a certain way.
I'm an Indian, and no offense, but all Khalid did was get trolled here. Biggest attraction in India have always been Cena and Roman.
Woo!
Yeah, but
no, hold on. He's Indian.
But listen,
no, he's
people,
right,
listen, people don't love they home talent sometimes.
They don't.
So you got to give it to
So
him.
it's understandable.
And Jinder got booked here when WWE did a live event in India, and he faced Triple H.
Oh,
honestly speaking, thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Are you like in India right now?
He said he's
or
in India.
like
he's in India. So
he said I'm Indian.
He probably is.
Where are you from?
Listen, I'm not
Gar. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right.
I definitely am not trying to butcher your name, my love.
I'm not,
so just tell us where you're from.
I'm not disagreeing with him, but
he was definitely in India, and also Jinder got booed here when WWE did a live event in India, and he faced Triple H.
I guess because you know what, in all honesty, that may make a lot more sense because look at Saudi. They popped for William Goldberg. They pop for Randy Orton. They pop for like that 2000, so like 2006 era, and it's just like,
yeah, he lives in northern India.
Wow, thank you for watching.
But
what time? Now I'm intrigued. What time is it there? Thank you for watching.
I'm not like you are.
Thank you
like,
for watching.
That is
brother.
so dope.
Appreciate
that is
it.
a good way to see it that way, but he still got a reaction, regardless.
Okay.
Regardless, he was
No,
booed,
I get it.
Regardless, he got trolled. It's still a reaction.
I get it because actually, okay. So, question: who is within the last 10 years? Who's the biggest heel?
Biggest heel in wrestling?
Yeah, within the last 10 years.
In the last 10 years, the biggest heel in wrestling could be.
It doesn't have to be one particular person. It's 10:30 at night. Oh my God, you're watching it. Thank you so much.
The Miz.
Yep. Okay.
Randy Orton.
Yes.
You can argue MJF.
Yeah, you can argue that.
You can definitely argue MJF.
The only reason why is because I just feel like within the last 10 years, the majority of that hasn't been
Charlotte.
heel.
Charlotte, yeah.
Charlotte's a really good heel.
She sure can get booed.
Becky. No, not Becky. Bailey.
Bailey. Well, now a little more toward the end, the more recent.
Past 5 years.
Dang.
But it's just interesting when you think about but I love the fact that y'all both brought up The Miz because it's a question that that Mikey had asked last night, and he was like, I don't know, and I was just like, you do.
The Miz.
And I said, Michael Mizanin, and he goes, yes. Of course, I definitely agree with Baron Corbin. Yo, Bully Ray and the shit he doing on Impact with almost taking out Mickey James. I was like, what is going on over there?
But it's a lost art to be a good heel.
Yeah, but regardless if you get booed or you get trolled, that's still a reaction, and that's what Vince looks at. You get in entertainment, if they don't care about you, like they did with people on Raw, they don't care about you. There's no reaction. That's bad. But if they're booing you, they trolling you, whatever, that means that you have something that.
Because even going back to the Raw segment with Baron Corbin, since people are mentioning Baron Corbin, I love what they did Because I was whoever produced that whole
Did they boo him?
segment. So what ended up happening was that the backstage segment was on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was locked into what Baron Corbin was, because he was like, they played the clip of JBL dropping him.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. And she was about to ask him a question, and then she got interrupted because midway through that was when Sami came through the audience. So everybody started like screaming and be like, "Oh my God!" So she cut him off. Whoever produced that whole segment was a genius. She cut Baron Corbin off because it was giving me vibes of him going back to bum ass Corbin, because that worked. Mm-hmm. And so they stopped that to go into the ring, and that was the whole Cody and Sami segment, which we'll talk about in a few. And then after the break, it went back to Baron Corbin, because I thought they would have just totally forgot about it. I was like, oh, well, there goes that. They went back to Baron Corbin, and then how that ended up being him and Cody. Like, it just was so well done. Like, it was, you couldn't plan that any better. But in that, it was just like everybody, of course, was cheering for Cody. And then, when Baron got his little hits in there and there, they would boo. But it works. Corbin definitely knows how to get heat. I've always been like, that's why the MJF doesn't really hit for me as a heel, because he doesn't get heat. I mean, the 300 calls to the Long Island Police Department is one thing. I give him that. But if in the, crowd wise, they're popping for him.
Well, because people like being disrespected. Right,
but then that doesn't necessarily mean you're a heel.
Because it's the thing about it, people like heels. Like, literally, there was a segment where he had his gum, and then the girl was like, "Oh my God, throw it at me." Like, it's like people like being disrespected. Like, people love it. Yeah, Dominic might be the best heel right now.
Yeah. Yo, a lady sitting behind us, they were all booing him. She was like, "Yo, when are you gonna get out of puberty?" Or they were trashing him, and I loved it, because I was like,
Dominic.
I was like, yo, Dom is out here doing the damn thing.
And it makes sense. And people understand, like,
oh, I hate Dominic. Good.
You're supposed to. He's doing his job.
He's doing stuff that you don't like. Duh.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Did y'all see the
Valentine's?
Fire.
Yo,
I think mommy's gonna break up.
Shout outs to our good friend Joey Ace for being one of the best waiters I've ever seen in wrestling. Y'all can read it aloud, because I can't see it.
So our brother from India said, thing is that people here love character work, larger than life personas more here. Roman was loved here, even in his big dog phase.
Up here too. Like, there's no difference from
no.
Yeah.
Because
that's a bit different.
So now most is a solid 60% of wrestling fans, maybe you can even argue 70% of wrestling fans, that care about in-ring work.
Yeah, it's character work we care about.
But they don't care about character work like that. They don't care about that. They just care about the moves, how cool the match looks and stuff of that nature, which is fine. You can like what you like. But it's a different world. It's a different world. Like, I like character work.
Yeah.
We grew up with that.
So and that's why even moons ago, when we always talk about A-dubs, I said, I'm not their target audience. I'm not it. And I understand that, because as a fan, I get invested in the storyline. So, like, even when they do, like, the Acclaim and Daddy Ass and the Guns, I fuck with it, because it's a story to it. You're invested into it. And that's what sometimes is always missing in wrestling, regardless of what side of the coin you're on. If it's not a story being told, if it's not something you can connect to, that you can relate to, you're not going to pay attention to it. How am I supposed to get invested with the MJF and Zayn and Bryan thing when it does? They always do these outlandish things, and what are we doing?
I'll give you an example. Simon Miller versus Sir Wilkins.
Right. Right.
Y'all did mad trash talking at that press conference, that weigh-in.
But the thing about it was character work. I'm not the greatest. The match technically was absolute shits.
Those that are watching.
But I will say this. People were entertained.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people felt it.
Yeah.
It was my first match.
You took the fucking energy out of the whole room.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. And that's what people love.
Because, but that's wrestling. It has highs and lows.
But it has highs. But the thing about it, you got to understand is that, and I tell independent wrestlers, I tell regular wrestlers, if you're a face, make people love you more. Keep posting. Keep talking about it. Like, Encore. Encore's building a following.
You know who I tuned in more now because he done turned over the ninja nigga.
Of course.
HOG.
I know talent.
I didn't like listen.
Bro,
I like the bad guy. I'm not calling you Vince. Now that's
I'm
a
the
drag.
ill-ass GM.
That's a drag.
I be knowing talent. Y'all don't be listening to me.
Listen, man. Listen. Real talk. We start like we should start at WWE. We should start a wrestling agency. Like we help you develop talent. We help you find your niche. You understand? We got your nice little merch and everything like that. We get your nice shorty.
No, I'm not signing up for that. Last time I tried to hook up somebody, it was an epic fail.
Oh, shout out to Sean. Nah, it wasn't a bad match. It was good ring psychology. Whatever you saw, Sean. Love you, dogs.
That's why. So those that are missing out, our last show, Battle Club Pros last show,
Yeah. Drop it now.
You can watch the entire show, including the match for Wilkins and Simon Miller on Title Match Network. So you can check that out, and you can give him back honest feedback.
So Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. That's a great thing you said. So Clark Street Wrestling Podcast said AEW just needs to structure their storytelling for TV. So I was talking to what's his name? What's his name? He does Grap City on Fightful on Fightful. So me and him were chopping it up one night. He was on the
So you just gonna name drop people?
Whatever. So he was doing a show. He was doing a show with me, and we were talking about AEW and WWE.
Right.
He's like, I feel like when I'm with WWE, I feel like I'm looking at the Titantron. So I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, but AEW is a constant action. And I was like, yeah, that's great, but I like the storytelling more. I don't mind watching the Jumbotron. But he was like, yeah. So Clark Street Wrestling mentioned something great. AEW still hasn't figured out how to do television.
Yeah, and I said that.
No, we've been saying that.
Yeah.
We've all said that. They haven't figured out how to find a balance of structuring their show for television and live events.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Like, I agree with you, but...
Hello, Dark Elite, Eric.
Like, look at how AEW was. Look at how long have it been around? 5 years?
What?
AEW.
Maybe 4.
Let's say for argument's sake.
Maybe 4.5. Maybe, yeah.
Let's say for argument's sake, it been on.
Because they had just started right before the pandemic.
Right. Hold on. Let me get my point off. They've been out for 4 years, right? 4 years they've been out, right? How many companies survived during a pandemic? Like I said earlier, it's hard to build a company through the whole pandemic where you're basically your biggest currency is the audience, right? So with that is he's the first time ever doing wrestling. He's young, this, that, and third, and he don't know how to do certain things. He may have 500 different people in his ear, but he had to find his own, like you said. And I think after Cody left, they lost. After Cody left, the CM Punk thing, the air got sucking out. Reason why I'm giving him a leeway because it's still a young company.
You forever giving him a leeway.
But we have to.
We don't.
We have to.
We don't.
We have to. That's not right.
We don't, because like we said in other episodes, he has people around him that can help and that have experience how to produce and how to be on TV.
But I understand that, but it's still a business.
And he's not. But the thing is, he's not willing to take that advice. Look at what happened to William Regal. William Regal was sold on him being backstage, helping producing, helping doing with talent, doing all of that stuff. He did not want to be in front of the TV. He did not want to be a part of a storyline. And that's what he ended up getting. He ended up getting, it was like, you know, like if you want to, like if your birthday was coming and you wanted a birthday cake, but you got cupcakes, but you wanted a cake. And you know how upset you are now because now you got cupcakes?
That happens a lot.
But.
Happens a lot on my birthdays.
Oh, please. I done did cupcakes for you. I done did socks for you.
I'm talking about my girlfriend.
Okay. Well.
But
ex-girlfriend.
That's probably why they hate me.
But I'm just saying
but my thing to that is that he has the pieces. You have the puzzle pieces. You just refuse. You just continue to want to do your own thing.
I agree with that, but I'm also just finding like a different angle from this. I agree with that. Personally, Tony Khan treats AEW like a Jordan collection. I'm going to explain to you. He has his top 5 sneakers that he wear all the time, and then every once in a while he brings out. Meaning that a Brian Cage, oh my gosh, let me bring out the Carmine 6. He brings them out to show them off a couple of times, and then he washed them, he put them back in the box, right? But of course he has his go-tos. We can.
Like,
he has his go-to, his Aqua 8s. You know, he probably have the Chicago Bull 10s out. You understand? He probably have the 1s out. He only picks out 10. After that, he roasted the collection out. AEW feels like a sneakerhead collection.
Does that say Gene B? I absolutely agree 1,000%. And I said it in my head. Tony Khan definitely resembles Jerry Jones.
Why do you say Tony Khan is Jerry Jones?
Absolutely. Because Jerry is owner, GM. He does everything. So does Tony Khan. And you have people around you that'll tell you, don't go do that. And you still do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, but
there was people probably around him that was like, you may want to get Dak. You may want to get Dak out. You may not want to do this. You may not want to pay him all this money. He not really worth it. And what did Jerry do? Said, fuck it. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do and still pay him. And now what are y'all still sitting on the sideline wondering why y'all haven't been to the fucking playoffs in how long?
Damn, you just called Jerry Jones. You called Jerry Jones Tony Khan.
But the thing though, I respect. So the thing though is I do respect Jerry Jones as a businessman. I do, because there are actually reminiscences of Vince too, in a way. But because it's very old school and how he does business, and I can respect that. But if you have people, that's just like with us. Mm-hmm. We have people around us that want that are really down for us and give us ideas and give us feedback. We don't let that fall on deaf ears. We internalize it. We're like, okay.
I don't listen to these hoes.
Whatever. Whatever. But you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. You pick and choose. So that's why I can't continue to do the leeway for Tony Khan, because it's like you're choosing. Now it's a choice.
So let me ask you
You're choosing to continue that people are in your ear telling you maybe you should do this way. You got fucking Dean Malenko. You got fucking Jerry Lynn. You have Mark Henry. You got Big Show. You got Dustin Rhodes. You got all these niggas that's been in the business over 20 years.
So let me ask you this
question. What the fuck are we doing?
Should we bring back CM Punk to save AEW?
The only thing Punk will do is up their ratings.
What is that going to do? Like, look, at the end of the day.
Like, are you willing to risk getting back in ratings, doing over 1 million average? Or are you willing to risk the temperament and the understanding in your locker room?
Like I said
what are you willing to do?
Like I said before, he treats his roster like a sneaker collection.
I like that analogy.
What he going to do? What you going to do? CM Punk is his Red Octobers. You bring them out for what? They're gonna be cool and get all these eyes, and then once his Red October get another scuff, what are you gonna do? Put them back in the shoebox.
But the thing is, what
do you think?
Listen, CM
about
Punk.
Phillip Brooks?
I used to think that CM Punk was KD. CM Punk is Kyrie Irving.
I said that.
Yeah.
And you said that, and he really is Kyrie Irving. Talented person, but it just doesn't work anywhere.
Trash ways.
He has a me issue.
Yeah, so I personally believe this is I don't know CM Punk, I don't know Phil Brooks. I think homeboys are self-centered and selfish. Everything that's been going on with him and the company, especially that media scrum, was like, bro, this is all about you. I don't care about nobody else and whatever. Mm-hmm. You might be a nice person to everybody within the company.
Because even Jade had an interview on a radio show, and she talked very highly about
Of course you did. But the thing about it, this is my personal thing. CM Punk probably felt like, damn, I'm the guy here, but I don't have the power here.
They don't treat me like I'm the guy here.
Because the elite probably was like, oh, okay, you CM Punk, thank you for coming. That's it.
Regular, degular.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you for being our top guy here. What CM Punk wanted was power. What CM Punk, I think, wanted was more respect. Not from the people below him, but people are like in the same level as him and higher.
Let me ask you guys a question then. Fine.
But I think they should bring him back.
Fine.
It'll only help the ratings. I think that locker room will implode if they bring him back.
I understand that. But it's kind of like when LeBron James left Cleveland and went to Miami.
Yeah.
You need the structure. Because when you had the structure in WWE, you exceeded. You went to the top to the tops. Reason why that personally Vince didn't push you because you're not a good person. If you know Virgos, y'all see people true characters. Cause what's Phil Brooks?
What's his birthday? Ooh, I think it's May.
Think about it this way. Right?
It's rising. I wonder what's his rising.
If CM Punk was really a good person, why everybody from our age always had something bad to say about him?
Because he's a dick.
Because they had their own experiences with him that were not good.
Right.
Oh, he's a Scorpio.
Oh, wait. October or November?
October Scorpio.
Damn. Mikey's is an October Scorpio. But he's not like that.
Because he's evolved Scorpio.
Hold on.
When's his actual birthday?
See his birth chart.
We're looking into Philip Brooks.
No, it's true though. Because
but no, listen.
I got this joint now that be telling me about birth charts.
You just not know about that, dogs?
No, yeah, he don't.
Let me put you on my birth chart. You know, my rising is Sag. You know, and my moon side is Gemini.
Yo, that's really?
Yeah.
Wait, look,
hold on. My rising is Cancer.
Wow, that makes so much more sense now. Wait, look up mine. I want to know. I want to be involved.
I gotta put you. You know the time you were born?
Yeah.
You know you fuck with life path numbers?
I think mine is 8.
That makes sense. I'm 9.
I think I'm 8.
I'm 9. I'm 9.
That's why we work together.
Wait, no, look up mine. September 8th. 1989. Come on. 2:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right. What's
look it up. But no, but Phil, to be like, I think for the the excitement, the attraction of it, yes. Because, we didn't get the summer of Phil that we were supposed to. The summer of Punk did not happen.
CM Punk only works in wrestling when he has a man
When's your birthday again?
September 8th.
Like CM Punk, personally, I'll be real.
What year?
89.
He will not have done none of that shit under Vince. CM Punk only...
Because he wouldn't be in the company. 2:50 p.m.
Yeah. Like,
he wouldn't be in the company.
I thoroughly do believe that. Because half the stuff that he did in AEW, he would never dare do that in WWE. Yes, he quote-unquote said...
Where were you born?
You said what?
Where were you born?
Brooklyn.
Like...
Yeah.
Like
Interfaith Hospital.
You understand? On
Atlantic Avenue.
I personally think that for CM Punk to work in AEW, he needs somebody that he respects that's booking the shows. Because what he did in front of the owner was wild disrespectful.
But that nigga allowed that shit.
And that's why I said that.
That's why I don't feel bad. I don't sulk in that.
No, I don't.
You allow what you allow, Tony. So
I agree with you. But I also feel like how that CM Punk, like I said before, CM Punk would never work in AEW because there's not a strong leader that has a strong hand in this company. What I realize is being in Battle Club is certain shit will not work if your leader's weak.
But also, too, certain things won't work if you don't respect the person.
Yeah, when your leader's weak,
Listen, the biggest thing I've learned in relationships, whether it's on like personal friendships, whatever the case may be, the only way you work is if there's respect. And because he felt like he could sit there and say what he could say right next to him. That's why I can never feel bad for him. Because you sat there next to him and allow him to dog your company, dog your EVPs. Even if they, listen, I told my coworker the other day, we had got a nasty email from some guy. Listen, I don't understand why people get so upset about food, but whatever. Got a nasty email. My coworker had responded, and then he responded even more nasty. I responded, and then I messaged her. I said, yo, I will never let nobody talk about you, whether you right or wrong. And the same goes for y'all. I would never let nobody talk crazy about y'all, whether y'all in the wrong or whatever the case may be. But for him to sit there in that media scrum and let that man sit there and dog out his company on such a platform like that, where social media is the thing, what?
And
how can you have that type of how can you have a business relationship with somebody that's willing to disrespect you in such a manner? Like, I could never.
You know what Vince would have done? Ultimate Warrior demanded all this money. Here's your money. Soon he came out, you're fired.
Yeah.
Hey, let's say I had Tony Khan sat there. I was like, didn't say nothing. Vince would have sat there, probably said nothing. You're fired.
See, Tony, the thing is though, Tony is willing to continue to pay people that disrespect him.
Where's his boundaries?
For nothing. And listen, I'm definitely looking for Andrade once he's healthy and healed or whatever. He definitely gonna eventually end up back to where his wife is, because that's what people do. But if my man, if I tell you, yo, even if you get into a fight, I'm not firing you. How do you give the green light for disrespect on both ends? Like, how can you do that? But then you don't want to cash him out on his contract. So now you're paying him. Granted, he's still injured, but now you're paying him to sit home. And the same with Phil. You're paying Phillip Brooks to sit at home instead of just cashing him out. And it's not to say that even if you cash him out of his contract, that you couldn't do a new contract, that you can do something new later. But you keep holding these people. And for what?
People
like for what?
Yo, people talk trash about Vince McMahon, but WWE would not last long the way it does right now if Vince didn't separate personal from business.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day yes, people may feel like, oh, Phil Brooks got fired during his wedding, but you probably just respected somebody in that company.
Look at the not the greatest story, but one of the best stories of a relationship of where it's really bad and then it goes really good. Actually, I got two. HBK, because everybody know druggy HBK was not nice and nobody liked him and nobody fucked with him. And now look, fast forward 2023, he's now head of talent for NXT. Has that relationship, rebuild the relationship, hugged Bret Hart in the middle of the ring out Raw.
Look at Warrior.
Another example,
Warrior.
Kurt Angle. Kurt was on them perks. Everybody know that. And there was a line where Vince had said, listen, I want you to get help. But if you don't get help, I'm going to have to let you go.
It's at 2 p.m., right?
Yeah, 2:50.
CM Punk. Jeff Hardy. Hey, you want to go to rehab? You don't? I fire you. But then when you get clean, they always hire him back. Warrior talked reckless about the company. But he has to, you know what? He came back, Mets, hugged everybody. He's back at company. Jeff Jarrett came back.
R.I.P. to his dad. His
R.I.P.
daddy passed.
You know.
So sad. Jerry
back.
Jarrett definitely made moves in the Mid-South of wrestling.
Because
at 2:50?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, when you think back what Vince have done, I'm taking away all the personal stuff outside, whatever. I'm talking about within wrestling. Everybody always said that, dang, Vince was right by certain things. Because at the end of the day, how can you keep a guy on, like you said, on payroll who disrespected you, your EVPs, and your company?
Your company.
Yeah, Sagittarius rising.
Oh.
That makes sense. So my thing is this. I'm just gonna put a pin in this.
Our Indian brother goes Perk Angle and TNA was fire. He definitely did moves
Perk
that
Angle,
he don't remember. He probably don't even remember that time in wrestling.
Perk
I
Angle
promise you.
Was the greatest
He's
wrestler
super sweet
ever.
person. Oh my God.
Perk Angle's the greatest wrestler ever, B. Imagine if Vince had Perk Angle in ECW, but he saw the bigger picture. I gotta fire this guy.
It's you guys reiterated the same thing over again.
Yes.
And this is something that why the Phil Brooks experiment didn't work. It's about the company. It's not about you. It's about the company.
Correct. When you want to be a team player and you're not, it shows.
It's just he was selfish. And listen, he's entitled to feel everything that he felt.
We all are.
But the way he went about it was trash. Now, I'll take him back. I like some toxic shit. Take him back. We start working. We see what happens.
Bro?
You get your money up because he bought the highest gates ever in AEW.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, homeboy was just all about him. The wrestling machine in WCW was dope. Don't discount that era.
I never did.
No one.
Yeah.
Listen, I started my wrestling beginning is ECW, bro. So I would never.
Perk Angle ECW for a little bit.
Like, and if you want to talk about toxicity in wrestling that actually just worked, that is the definition of ECW.
It's what we gotta understand.
Because fucking Taz and Sabu and even Shane Douglas, like all them problematic niggas. But they weren't.
But it's at a point we have to understand, like, that's just what it is. He understands big about the company.
Yeah.
And Vince also likes confrontation.
Oh yeah, controversy.
Confrontation. Like, he is about confrontation. Tony doesn't like confrontation.
Nah, he want to be your friend.
But so that's the difference between the two. You have to look at the psychology of the people who own the company.
Don't forget him and Big Swole.
Yeah.
Never forget.
So that's the issue that we're having here. Is that one can't handle confrontation, the other loves confrontation. Both are bad sides of the spectrum. It's just that the one side is better for a company because WWE had a better time and a better era when WCW was around because he felt the confrontation. But when we look at AEW on a broader spectrum, it's you're giving away, you're burning money, and you're not telling stories. You're not telling stories all the time. They're not growing, and we can still give him a chance because it's gonna take a while. They have to find their groove, and he has to start listening. But I don't need every episode of Dynamite for Moxley to bleed. I don't need for every episode of Dynamite for MJF to curse at kids.
Because listen, the cheap heat shit, when you drag it, it's a bit. I check out. It's a checkout moment.
This is what happened when you steal your gimmick that's not yours because you cannot evolve it. Shout out to Darius Carter. If you want to see how heel work is being done, Darius Carter is the best heel in the indies right now. MJF stole all his style. Typical.
Everybody
Black History
is
Month
off
information.
A perk angle, and I love it. But no, but yeah, the whole bleeding thing, I just listen. Like I said, it's too much. Like, what is it? What are we doing? Like, what does it tell? Like, if it was a big fight feel or like an actual match that was required for you to bleed, then okay, maybe.
Because now,
and it's crazy because they actually haven't done a first blood match with this man, and I don't even know how that hasn't happened yet.
My thing is this: now when he get jumped backstage and he's bleeding, you looking like, oh, that's stupid because he bleed all the time in the match and lose the impact.
So he's just gonna walk out from the crowd bleeding.
Like, it's like he has a skin disorder.
So he gonna once Wild Thing hits, he just gonna come out bloody like Austin 316 style. It's ridiculous. It's crazy right now.
Speaking of AEW,
okay, yeah. So let's talk a little. We went to Raw.
Raw. So before we move on to AEW, because I know you want to talk about.
That's gonna be more you because I didn't watch it.
I watched it. I enjoyed Raw, but we have to give it up to Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes.
Clap.
Like, I always say this. You can tell who's over by the crowd reaction. The way the crowd in Brooklyn was popping for that segment and was excited. Because sometimes it's hard when it's two baby faces talking.
And also, too, it's hard to low-key put over someone that could essentially be your challenger. Cody was the perfect person for that role because I was sitting there like, he's his hype man right now. When he should be really looking at him like the enemy, he's not.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
And that was so good.
When you're cutting a promo. Because I've said this before. Remember you just talking about, they're cutting, it was an AEW promo. And I think it was Yuta and MJF or something like that. Where Yuta just started cursing at him, whatever. And trying to put him down. No. Because at the end of the day, we know professional wrestling is predetermined.
Right.
We know that professional wrestling is not 100% like a real mixed martial arts match.
Okay.
So if I'm going up against somebody, heel or face, I have to put over the guy so the crowd can understand he's a formidable opponent.
Okay. I'm going to say something after you're done.
So that's the reason why Cody was the best person.
But I'm gonna add on to that. And I said this a couple episodes back. Cody doing what he did fixed Cody as a face. Because he know who he is. He does face stuff according to how Cody does face stuff. Sami Zayn does face stuff according to how he does to his character. Mm-hmm. So now, if you have a Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's a face back in the day, he was a anti-hero type of face. So was The Rock in certain situations. So what they did made sense. Now, somebody like a Rey Mysterio, he gotta cut that baby promo because that's how he is as a character. Now, someone like a Finn, he kind of could go in between because he has an alter ego called the Demon.
But even Finn, to your point, in Judgment Day, it's crazy because he's always the first person to talk. If you ever notice, he's always the first one to talk. And I feel like him being in the group that he's in now actually is way better than him by himself.
It does.
And it's weird.
It's because he has a supporting cast.
Right, and it makes sense. So overall,
but even the heel shit he does, it's like, oh shit, like I didn't know he had this in him.
I think why a lot of faces don't stand out in wrestling is because it's not them. They following a rule book saying face got to do this, that, and third. Even though that they do follow it, Cody and Sami, they put their own twist to it.
But yes, but that's what's called creative. That's what's called being creative. I'm not saying that you have to follow the book exactly, but if you're going to talk about your opponent, you still gotta come off as a heel or a face, whatever you gotta do, but also don't diminish who your opponent is.
So why does that work in sports? Where let's say John Morant, right? That's the greatest example. He said that nobody in the West can touch me, right? Why is that okay in that? But
the thing about it, when he said it, he meant it in a general statement.
That's more of a confidence thing for him. That's a confidence,
because it wasn't the Warriors can't fuck with me.
He didn't name somebody.
He did say that.
No, he just said the West in general. So that's a confidence thing. Like she just said, it's not.
That's a generic thing.
It's a generic statement. Like, nobody can mess with me. I'm the best. Yeah, okay, cool.
That's just like when The Miz comes out and he says, I'm awesome. Like, he's not overshadowing. He's saying him, like, I'm awesome. All the rest of y'all can figure out whatever you guys are.
Sami almost cried, almost pulled a Cody and cried.
Yeah.
Because
it was from the heart. Yo, he was the Diddy. I couldn't believe he was the best hype man.
Yo,
wow.
He's a cancer,
B. That makes a lot of
look
sense.
at, Darius Carter, a cancer. I hate that man. I boo him every chance I get. You feel me? I'll be in the back like, I hate this man.
You don't, but okay. I'll let you live that.
I hate everything about that man.
Okay, cool. But yeah, to finish off Raw, I loved it. That's why I was like, listen, y'all be sleeping on my man Adam Pearce. But the main event for Raw was that triple threat, which was really dope. The women definitely took the last half hour.
So you see how WWE did that triple threat, right? And AEW did it wrong.
What did they do?
You put the women's champion in there to draw them and draw to make you tune in to stay to the end. And then Jamie Hayter was on the sideline for AEW.
I'll say it a little louder because I've been
Jamie
looking.
Hayter's not a star, B.
I've been looking.
But
that's their fault. That honestly, that all falls on Tony Khan, because literally, even when Britt was still hot and they kept pushing her, Jamie Hayter would get chance, and like the crowd was reacting to her. The crowd still reacts to her. So the fact that y'all haven't really built stuff around her for her to be that champion and to be the face of the company, it's like almost like she's transitional for what? And she doesn't have to be.
And they didn't mention Jamie Hayter at all throughout the Dynamite.
Yo, India be getting, you be watching everything.
I love it.
Our brother from India said it was a bold move by WWE, to be honest. They put their biggest face in the biggest faces in one segment when people started comparing them. It was a bold move. That's actually a great point, Brother India. You mind if I call you Brother India? Because I can't really pronounce your name.
Or if you have a nickname or something that people call you.
No. This is nickname for the show. Brother India, B. Like, we're not disrespecting him. We call him brother.
No, I'm not going to disrespect him. But if he has a nickname or something he goes by, I'd rather call him that.
But that is a good point.
That is a great point.
So the reason why I like that is because they acknowledge the elephant in the room.
Right.
And that goes to the Triple H era. Because before, the low-key Vince would have ignored it. The thing about Vince, he was just like, I know more than all y'all.
He's a promoter.
So hold that.
So
y'all can't tell me wrong. I've been doing this longer. Think about.
I'm going to tell you what's good for you.
Think about when your parent tells you, I've been doing this longer than you, so I know better type of thing. That's Vince.
So I think that's the biggest thing is that we're seeing with Triple H is that he's not acting like the audience is dumb or that. Because Vince had this whole idea of, like, the WWE world and nothing else existed.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Right.
So now they're talking about, Homeboy was in ROH. Homeboy was in New Japan. Homegirl was in ROH. Homegirl was in New Japan. They're having those conversations on air and talking about it. Like, Cody's on his belt, he's going to have the logos of all of the indie promotion that he went through. Yeah. He went to.
Which I think is dope.
Yeah.
But back to your Jamie Hayter conversation.
Yes. What are some of the because y'all know I can't read that shit.
Jamie Hayter has been treated like a co-star instead of like the star.
The star. But when I say it, I'm in the wrong.
Everybody agreed with you. What are you talking about?
Quintus Brown doesn't agree with
me. No. You said burial. You going a little overboard with that.
It's not.
The word burial is like,
yo, my boy it's ironic. My boy just DM'd me. TNA Kurt Angle was different.
He was.
He's not even watching the show.
Oh shit! Really?
He just sent me this.
Oh wow!
Nah.
We may have to do a whole episode.
But nah, overall though is I'm not invested in these characters that you put on the main event. I want to see my women's champion. I want to see another championship too.
Wait, has Jade been on? Was Jade on TV?
Who?
No.
Rampage. That's for show, right?
And that only like 300,000 people watch.
Doesn't matter.
It's her show.
Doesn't matter.
She got her own show.
Doesn't matter.
She really don't though.
You tune in to watch Friday Night for Jade. Not for her matches, for her costumes.
She be looking delicious, respectfully.
But okay.
Boy, name a match
I
that
don't care
people
about-
say that was a fire match.
I don't care nothing about Jade's matches. Let's be honest.
No
I'm
one does.
gonna keep it a buck. I have
That's the
no like thought in my head about
Wait,
seeing a Jade
they
match.
don't care about the Atlantic title no more?
Who has that?
transatlantic title?
Orange. Does
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy has that? Still?
No.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
No, it's too many titles.
again, he's a sneakerhead.
Yo, but what's crazy is there's so many titles, but then there are so many people. So I don't understand.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy has a game. Shout out Game Fiend.
How we don't have there's no structure, and I think that's really what it boils down to.
They need to make Rampage a legit second show. Move that time.
Yeah, the time I think is what because it's crazy because anything earlier still it doesn't.
You should just put it on Thursdays.
It's just
On Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Put it on Tuesdays or Thursdays at like 8, 9.
Yeah.
But speaking about AEW, ROH will begin their weekly
Nobody cares.
episodes. Shut up. Their weekly episodes that will be on the Honor Club
I'm not
streaming.
I'm gonna pay
I'm
what is
not
it,
paying for
$30?
that. I'm not paying for that.
$10.
I'm not paying for that.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'm not paying.
I thought it was like $30.
I ride MLW's better.
Baby, that clip I saw of EJ knocking out Lance, I said, what is going on?
Yo,
I said, why he do that?
they got a lot of my favorites
Trying to get
over
this.
there.
Yo, I saw a clip the other day of fucking Enzo and Jacob going at it. I was
Yo.
just like, what is going on here?
Britt Baker supplies Tony Khan with the best Coke. That's the reason why.
Oh, you know what?
My Indian brother said Britt Baker must have something on TK. Just when Jamie got over, Britt turned face and got attached to the Jamie thing again.
Yeah, like in all honesty, when Jamie won, she should have like kind of like distanced herself, and it just always feels like she, even though Britt's in the back, but she's not in the back, and it feels weird, and it's just like if y'all gonna give her an actual
Britt off
title
TV.
run for y'all
Take-
us to really care, because I mean they're probably gonna end up doing her and they probably do Britt and Jamie versus Paige and Tony Storm at Revolution. So if that's the route you're going,
No, they need to take Britt off TV.
cool, but what does it do for Jamie at the end of the
They
day?
need to take Britt. What they need to do moving forward is take Britt off TV for 6 months.
Or maybe 3.
No, 6 months.
6 is like intense.
No, 6 months. Go on vacation.
It's a wild detox.
But that's what people have to forget you for a little bit.
No, I get what
And
you're
miss
saying.
you.
I just feel like
so
6 is a
so
bit much.
6 months you take off, 3 to 6 months if you want to do it that short, so you can build up the rest of the division.
But see, and it goes. But the thing is, then it's like, where is the rest of the division? You know what I mean? It's
But
like,
it's gonna be easier to build up if Britt's not in the picture.
because I'm totally, as I think your brother had said last week, we were looking for Abaddon for forever. Don't know where she at. But what else on Raw caught? Trying to just think anything else. Oh, the Bobby and Brock thing. Woo!
Amazing.
Just intense, I tell y'all. Even just being there live, I was just like, thank God Brock tucked his chin, because baby, that was a table spot that was missed. He definitely was supposed to go through that table, and Bobby wasn't far back enough for that to happen. So
I loved it. I love that segment.
Seth killing it. I love the build between him and Logan Paul for probably WrestleMania. So this is what I mean. Like, they're building the seeds to it's WrestleMania season. So you're definitely starting to position everyone for what they're gonna go, what they're gonna do, and things like that. When your brother comes back, we'll do the Elimination Chamber predictions. Anything else on A-Dubs that caught your eye you want to bring up?
It's starting to look very, very, very low budget.
Like Family Dollar value? Or?
Yeah.
Ooh. It's rough.
But
But why?
It's just not feeling. It's not feeling like big money.
Mm.
Because everybody goes, "Oh, Tony has more money than Vince." Great,
Okay.
but he ain't spending the money on the right things.
Because the thing is, do you feel like a part of the reason why it doesn't have that big feel is the markets that they do the shows at?
No, it's just that the storylines, the way that the women are dressed, the way that
just walked.
the way that the guys are dressed. These people it's not a big field story. It's a big field place.
It's not the place that they actually film AEW at all, because El Paso is a great wrestling city. They go to good wrestling cities to establish themselves. But like my brother said, it don't feel like a big deal. None of the stars feel like a big deal.
I was about to say, what else happened on I almost said Rampage. What else happened on Dynamite
Adam
real quick?
Cole talked.
Story time?
Oh! That's
With Adam
number
Cole?
10? Oh, I don't know what his name is right now.
No, Vance, I think something.
Yo, bro.
He's hot, low key.
Great look, but he should never talk. Because I heard him on YouTube, because I always watch like the build up to all the Dynamites, the pay-per-views, and I heard I'm looking like, I don't want to watch your match. Like,
damn. I mean, I get why he left the Dark Order. I get the Dark Order leaving story, but him joining Roosh and all of them, that's a little weird for me. So
none of y'all could talk.
None. And then because then what sucks is the guy that's with them doesn't talk. And that should be the person that talks to them.
How hard is it to talk?
Think about it. When you
it's easier for
think
us.
Think about when you first meeting a girl.
Bitch, you gonna like me or not?
But how somebody keeps your attention, it keeps you invested in the conversation. If they go on,
you can't compare that.
But if you can't, yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Compare that.
If a person doesn't keep me interested in a conversation, then what are we doing?
Listen. You could like a guy's vibe, and he could be dumb as rocks, and you still suck his penis.
No.
That's you, but
That's
other
you.
girls will.
Yeah, that is true.
He's 6'3".
Get your values together, sis.
He's 6'3", tatted up. He don't gotta say
It's an
nothing.
episode of Insecure waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Stephanie Hardy
So that doesn't make sense.
said, why hasn't Britt challenged Jade? Because
Britt thinks she's bigger than Jade.
Correct.
She's not gonna go
so
down.
Tony's not gonna do that. So yeah, she's not gonna job to her. Correct. That is as simple as that gets. What did Clark Street Wrestling say?
Tony has $1 billion.
but no $1 billion structure.
He does.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Elimination Chamber.
Okay, so
Mercedes fighting this weekend. Kyrie.
oh okay.
Yeah.
What are your predictions for the match?
Mercedes wins.
Yeah.
I guess yeah.
Mercedes gonna win. Yeah. This is, Japan's about to be hers.
Mm-hmm.
A black woman, American. She's about to take over.
We'll have to open a lot of doors for a lot of different women.
Yeah. I'm not 100% invested in it.
Right.
To be honest with you.
That's where it was hard for me to answer. It's just like.
But at the same time, I know how groundbreaking
cool.
this is gonna be.
I gotta check it out.
And I'm gonna check it out. Or whatever. I'll find a way to watch it.
Yeah.
But this is groundbreaking on a. So.
For a woman of color to do what she's doing right now is definitely it speaks volumes.
So this is it for me. And I remember watching something like the Bill Russell documentary, and he kind of mentioned this. This is great, Mercedes Martinez Mone versus Kyrie. Black woman, big fight feel. This is great. But it needs to be more after this. Not a token situation. Yeah. Because we love celebrating these first or these like
historic
moments, but it's sometimes a one-time thing. And it can't be a one-time thing after this because it's been proven. Okay, we can put a black woman in one of our top matches, one of our top stars, and they can wrestle really well, and they can get the crowd over. We can sell out. So we need more of that. Like, for instance, y'all know why I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah,
black quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. The reason why I fucks with the Eagles even more because they constantly have black quarterbacks in that organization.
Yeah, I think they had like what 8.
Yeah, majority of the past like 20 years, majority have been black. We talk about first for all of our people, but we can't just settle on the first.
It has to be first. It has to be
second,
third,
fourth,
yeah. It has to be
a consistent
continuing.
thing. But like I said,
and that's my thing because New Japan consistently isn't in the States like that. So I think they'll be back for like Mania weekend when they're doing the show with Impact, which I think is really dope. They're doing like a multiverse type of show with Impact stars and with New Japan stars. I think that's dope to kind of like once again put the brand over because that's what you do when you do partnerships. You help each other. But all right, Elimination Chamber this Saturday. Once again, if you're in the tri-state area and you want to come out to Legends, please make sure to RSVP.
Yo, before you start, this might be the first Elimination Chamber since Shawn Michaels in the brown pants I've been excited for.
Listen, and I was there for that. All
right,
let's go. We got let's see, 5 matches, straight to the point. All right, we got for the trilogy. We got Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Is this where we see the return of the Hurt Business, or will Brock do Brock shit? What do you guys think?
I think Bobby Lashley wins. Mm-hmm. This is the avenging all black champions. Mm-hmm. We have finally found our hero in Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. See how it goes? The Bobby Lashley Almighty, the Almighty black man, saving us. Mm-hmm. As long as this happens, I'll be a happy man.
All right, so you say Roberto. All right.
What's wrong with you?
Because his name is Roberto.
No. Like.
And he's half Hispanic, so.
Like, you already know who I'm going for.
You still have to answer the question.
Everybody knows who I'm going for.
You still have to answer the question.
The Walking Armageddon, Bobby Lashley.
All right. Then we have
the only black man I see in wrestling. No. Darius Carter. Only black man Impact who had 3 titles.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Historic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it can't be the last one.
No.
We got the mixed tag team match of Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley.
Oh, Edge and Beth Phoenix. Come on, son.
Yeah.
Edge got to go
Edge
up
is
on top.
Edge is gonna pin. Yeah, I was gonna say Finn's gonna take the pin because Rhea can't because she got the title match coming up. So I don't see her taking a pin, but I do see it being a really good match. And it does put it into the whole the Copeland family household versus the Judgment Day. So let's just end that off.
Do you blame him?
Nah, but you know what? They've been that story. They carry that for at least 8 months.
It just shows
solid
you when you got good booking.
Because that was even well before
Vince.
That was before SummerSlam when they had that match when they started doing those things and when they rolled up to his house and all type of shit.
Yo, this been going on for a year.
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
Yes, like this shit been like this is like season finale type shit, like shit. Like it's hilarious. Son. But it just once again the little things you don't notice it, but they can always take things out, but then they find a way to always put it back in and make it make sense. We have the Women's Elimination Chamber, which will include Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, and Carmella, for the chance and the opportunity to go to WrestleMania to meet Bianca Belair.
Asuka.
I either see Asuka. They had that tag match on Raw. We was there. I was like, why is Asuka hitting Carmella? I said, is she not her partner? And then Mikey goes, every person for himself. I was like, okay.
I hate Carmella.
Like, Asuka
I hate Carmella.
will win because WWE's going to
show.
show.
Why you hate her?
I like, hold on. Let me preference this.
Yeah.
I hate her character.
I hate her character.
You dislike it.
I hate her character.
Okay.
I just don't like the character at all.
I like that they put the beginning of her old song and the beginning of her new song. That had me. I popped. I was like, oh shit, are we going back to the old Carmella? Because I fuck with that.
I feel the only time that old Carmella is stale. It only worked for a certain time. There's like expiration date to that. I felt Carmella was hot is when Carmella's character hasn't evolved either.
Yeah.
Like even when she went all dolled up, whatever, it's still the same character. You just didn't do the moonwalk no more.
She probably did once or twice. But yes, I think we're all in agreement that Asuka will most likely win the Elimination Chamber.
So wait. So this is WWE version of the New Japan?
Shit, I don't know, but I don't know. I didn't think about that.
I think this is good.
Okay, I was like, okay.
Because think about it, by accidentally. They might cross streams, whatever. I think this is good. This is good for business.
All right. So, but I did like that. I actually kind of wish that Bayley and Becky had won because then it would have been the first time in the Elimination Chamber that the match would have started as a triple threat. But that's neither here nor there.
I really, really liked that match.
It was so good.
It was a good match.
All right. We have on the men's side for the first time ever, the United States Championship will be contested in the Elimination Chamber. This is honestly like the past of NXT all in one chamber, and I think it's the dopest thing. These are all, I feel like, Triple H's babies.
They gotta get new footage.
all in one chamber. We have Austin Theory, who is the current reigning United States champion. Seth freaking Rollins with his red boots on Raw. That was kind of dope. Everybody popped for that. We got Johnny Gargano, your boy Johnny Wrestling. We got Bronson Reed. We got Damian Priest. And this is low-key the wild card for me, is Montez Ford being in the Elimination Chamber and really having the first time where he's going to be looked at as a singles competitor in a match. And I think it's really exciting for him because he actually did an interview recently and has said, if I win, the first person, guess who's the first person he would let challenge him?
His man's.
Dawkins.
So
could you imagine at WrestleMania?
It's not happening.
But imagine.
It's not happening.
Imagine at WrestleMania. This is how you can carefully break up the Street Profits.
But it's not happening, bro.
But, no, listen.
So listen.
Listen, you could that would be the most carefully done of a breakup of a group I think I would have ever seen in wrestling.
Bro, why are we forgetting who time is this? His time is now.
You talking about Austin Theory?
Not tomorrow, not yesterday. His time is now.
Okay. Grolilla.
Yo, so really, okay, so Austin Theory should probably definitely do an open challenge at Mania and let it be Jonathan Cena.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's the only way to do that.
This is all about the next generation.
Yeah.
The next generation breaking into the future of this company is Austin Theory. My man.
Yeah,
Austin
the
Theory.
homie.
He the homie.
He
sure?
the throwback homie.
You sure?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know.
After
anymore.
now, MVP might swear your name out here.
Damn, why you gotta say his name?
Whole episode and hasn't said anything. Okay. All right. Who's with? Oh, well, you said Austin Theory. Who was winning the Elimination Chamber?
You talk about me.
The both of y'all are terrible.
We potting.
Both of y'all. And then y'all want to use potting as an excuse. Who do you have winning? You have Theory retaining?
Either Theory
I'm
or Montez
50-50.
Ford.
Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50.
Because like everyone else in the middle is just like no.
Because I think if Montez won, it would be the win that no one saw coming.
Which is fine. I'm totally good with it. I just feel like,
and you gotta also remember they're also low-key recording the Hulu show now, so anything is possible.
I just feel like this is Austin's time to establish himself as a upper tier mid carder.
Yeah.
To borderline upper card star.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Last but not least, they gotta split these fucking belts up because I didn't realize until
900 days
until Cody and Sami Zayn were in the ring promo on Raw how fucking hard it is to say you undisputed Universal World Champ. Like what the fuck? Then we gotta split this shit up.
This is God mode, baby.
We gotta split the titles up.
This is
But
God mode.
for the undisputed Universal Championship, we have the challenger, former Sami Zayn, going against, in his hometown of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, going against Roman Reigns.
Hear me out.
Woo!
Hear me out.
Do we
Hear me
smell
out.
a screw job
me
coming?
Hear me out.
What do we have?
Hear me out. You can still have both moments at WrestleMania. Hear me out. WrestleMania is 2 nights, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom, right? You already have an established star in the tag team division, the Usos, with, one half is Main Event J. Listen to the nickname, Main Event J.
Yes.
Boom. So, the Bloodline versus Sami and KO. Night 1, WrestleMania. First time a tag team match is main eventing. No, not the first time, but first time tag team belts is main eventing and defending at night 1. People want to see that.
Okay.
Then night 2, Cody versus Roman. That solves the problem. Because right there, you want to see the Bloodline lose all the titles that weekend.
So the wild card in the tag matches, I feel like FTR is going to do one more thing for A-Dubs, and then I think they will challenge the Usos at WrestleMania.
You really think that?
Yeah.
No.
I do.
No. I like that.
I do.
So I got an idea.
Okay.
I said this on the Wrestling Hour with Adam, and this is what I think could happen. Cody wins at Mania.
Yes.
Right? Cody wins. He crying, tears coming from his eyes, like, oh. The music is popping. The fireworks are crazy.
That shit is hard every time.
If you smell what The Rock
No.
is cooking.
What is he gonna be? Special guest referee?
No.
Cody won already.
Okay.
The Rock comes back.
Is he gonna lay him?
He does a Hogan.
No, we leave it. We leave it. All we have to do is do a face off. From The Rock is at the Titantron. No, gets into the ring. We face off. Cut the show. That's it. SummerSlam, Rock versus Cody.
Listen, if that does happen, I'm glad I booked my hotel for SummerSlam in Detroit because that's where I will be the week after Jobbertears. So, and I said this after Seth's promo on Raw.
So the reason why I say that, The Rock is going to defend the bloodline.
And he has a new bloodline now?
No. He's going to defend the family.
He's going to say, I'm really the top dog.
And I'm here to defend the family.
So okay.
And you know The Rock's gonna cut his promo. You know why I'm here? You know why I'm here? Because I'm the great one, and I have to protect Peter Maivia.
Yo, do you think they would?
Yokozuna, Rikishi, because he did it for The Rock. And then he gonna cut his promo. Umaga. Because I'm here to protect them.
Roman's brother.
They gonna cut the promo.
Okay, I can see that.
Then it's the Rhodes family versus the Samoan family. Samoan dynasty.
Oh, Lord.
It's two of them.
It's 3 people.
It's 3 people.
Right, it's actually just 1.5 on the road side because they have brothers.
I mean,
so really it's one.
If you add all the gimmicks together, it still won't do that.
Niggas have all these gimmicks. I can't deal with you. Okay, that's a dream. Okay, I feel you on that.
Listen.
All I see is, so going back to what I was gonna say about
I know Mike,
Seth,
he hates The Rock, but
he doesn't. It's kayfabe. I keep telling my love, stop. But Seth's promo on Raw gave me the feel that yes, eventually, so Cody will win at Mania. I don't really see that not happening, but it was something Seth said during that promo about like when him and Mike were going back and forth, and Mike was like, "But I main evented WrestleMania," and I was like, "Fuck!" He definitely hit him with that draw 4. And when he said that, I said, if they smart, what they would do is they would do Seth and Cody next year and let that main event WrestleMania,
which is fine.
Because he still got to get his get back. And they can take the whole year to build that because he's going to do the Logan Paul thing, and that's fine. And Seth is in a really good, dope position where he can put over talent. He's in that phase now where he can put over talent. He can – because look what he's doing with Austin Theory.
Yes, it's totally fine.
So it's
but
okay.
The Rock at SummerSlam.
But this one wants Dwayne every which way, and it's just like
just think
did we
about
not
it.
learn
See the vision?
from WrestleMania 29?
You see the vision? Because The Rock don't have to do anything. Come back until like a month before SummerSlam. We just setting it up.
What part of him saying he not ready to wrestle? Did y'all not hear?
He doesn't have to. He doesn't
but you
have to
want
wrestle.
him to wrestle in August.
August is enough time.
You forgot the XFL.
Listen. That's when the XFL is gonna be over.
Yeah, but how he gonna be able to train?
No, he just has to do the pop up. He just gotta do a walkthrough, like a club walkthrough.
Okay, so you know what? I can't with you. I will end the episode. I have a question because you mentioned Dwayne and it being Hollywood. There were rumors of the expected Hall of Fame class of 2023. The expected headliner this year is I had read is going to be Batista. Okay. Will be inducted. They're looking at Batista. They're looking at Cyndi Lauper. They're looking at, it was a few, I can't remember who. Midnight Express with Cornette, I think is one of the possible Hall of Fame inductees. So, who else? What's one person you would love to see being inducted this year at this year's Hall of Fame?
The Nation of Domination.
Okay.
Sable.
Okay.
She's not in the Hall of Fame?
Nope.
No. And I think Brock low-key mentioning his wife definitely gave that like, let's see what happens. But any last words before we do sign off? Any last thoughts on wrestling this week? Thank you guys for that.
Oh, Psycho Sid is rumored to be inducted.
Okay.
I loved him.
I like WWE Sid. Yeah. WCW Sid ain't hit for me.
Among the rumors ones is Umaga.
Yes.
Yes.
Because they'll be out on the West Coast. So
maybe Jeff Hardy.
you know what? If it's not Hardy Boys, I don't want to hear it.
And Michelle McCool.
Yes, Michelle McCool was another one, and I thought it was dope. I still to this day the whole Rumble spot was dope. Like I was there. We were like, is she coming down a ramp? What is going on? Mm-hmm. So it's really it's really good for her to get her flowers. While she's still here. So but okay, that is it, guys.
See, everybody say I'm spitting bars about The Rock.
Oh my God, one person said it.
No.
Once again, shout outs to our Indian brother out watching. It's probably almost midnight his time, and we so appreciate you being active and talking. We love this. India. We appreciate you guys. Everyone that's on the live feed on both Twitch and on YouTube. We actually trying YouTube for a change because somebody is locked out of their Facebook, and we can't stream on Facebook because somebody has 10 more days before they can stream. So. Next week, you gotta confirm with Chiseled Adonis. We did bump into him at Raw.
Next week.
So next week's guests are our yearly Black History Month roundabout episode with our brother Chiseled Adonis. So he'll be here next week. We do have 2 interviews lined up for the JTP Lounge coming for the next 2 weeks. So make sure Tuesday nights to tune in. I'll reconfirm those today or tomorrow. But thank you guys once again for joining us and being a part of Jobber Nation for this episode. We appreciate all the comments, feedbacks, everybody being involved. Thank you. Once again, if you are in the tri-state area, make sure to come out for Elimination Chamber. We'll be at Legends Saturday night. And then the next time the boys will be at Legends will be for A-Dub's Revolution, which will be March 4th. No, 5th. March 5th, the Sunday, which is going to be rough. I'm sorry for y'all in advance because that is crazy how that show is going to be 6 hours on a Sunday night. I apologize in advance. But yes, thank you guys for joining us. As always, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. I am Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. #Black Excellence. We are
Got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Try to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.